All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and who also rule well. Peace and salutation to those of the hopeful elect. Just want to do a quick lesson, all right, concerning prophecy, okay? And going into the year 2023, all right, expect more, riots, but more specifically, expect more, protesting. That's the word I was looking for. All right. Expect more protesting. All right. Because things look cool right now, but the Lord is finna, really turn up, the judgments on this place. All right. And, right now people can still go to the grocery store. The gas prices, is going down, which the fact that it was at extremely high just shows you the fluctuation. It shows you the instability of the infrastructure. All right. So it's not going to be, prices ain't going to be cheap. OK, everything is going to continue to get worse. So going into the year 2023, expect more protesting and more rioting. All right. Which is going to give Esau, Edom an excuse to come down with great wrath. All right. But these people are going to be rioting because, it's going to be impossible to live, on a, on a wage. OK, it's going to be impossible to make, what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty much, the livable income. Everything's going to be more expensive. All right. Everything is going and these jobs is not going to be paying these people enough money. All right. So therefore, people's already forced, to be uptight with their finances. All right. People's already, cutting back, from going to different vacations or whatever, buying certain things that they've been saving up to buy. Okay. They're becoming more reserved because everything is more expensive. Okay. The word I was thinking about is the cost of living. Okay. The cost of living is going to be impossible. Okay. So let me get a quick precept. And this is all part of prophecy. All right. There was a video that I came across in Sri Lanka, which their economy is crashing. OK, and likewise, the same thing is going to be happening to America. OK, the video, it says water cannon rains down on protesters in Sri Lanka as the people rise up against the new installed president as economic hardship is driving the people to despair. All right. And that's what America is going to be going through. Economic hardship, which is going to cause these people, to be in despair, which in result is going to cause these people to riot as well as protests. And Esau is going to come down with that wrath. This is all what Esau wants, that order out of chaos. OK, but these things will be happening in the end time. All right. This is Luke chapter 21. And Salakia, bear with me. Luke 21, verse 25. I'm going to start at 25. That's the point. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. Okay. Going into, the lunar eclipse. All right. The solar eclipse, the blood moons. Okay. These are all signs that the Lord forespoken in the scriptures that will be happening in the time of the Lord's return. Okay. And the end of the world. And all these things are happening now more than ever. Okay. More than any other time in history have these different lunar and solar, happenings, phenomenons have been happening It's been happening in this time now. Okay. The most. It says, and in the stars, yeah, a lot of, brothers see shooting stars, but really most of those shooting stars are actually chariots, to be real. Okay. But there's also, those signs up there. All right. It says, and upon the earth, distress of nations. Okay. And now these things are happening as well as on the earth. You have the distress of nations. Okay. Sri Lanka, for example, and that's just one of different countries that are in turmoil right now, that are experiencing, a collapsing society. All right. It's just that the Lord is saving America, for last. Okay. It says, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. Okay. It says, men's heart failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, and great judgment, is about to befall this place. All right. It's only a matter of time until the Lord, allows that sudden destruction. Okay. Because these people, they're going to get caught off guard. All right. Because their hope is still that somehow America is going to bounce back. All right. But out of nowhere, the Lord is going to shut this place down. All right. Here it is. These people are dwelling without a care, and the whole time the Lord is preparing suffering for these people. So it says, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. All right. So this is talking about the time that we're in now. Okay. And the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Okay. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud, which that's speaking of the so-called UFOs or the UAPs. All right. The Lord is going to come with the fathership, though, just like how they try to depict in that movie Independence Day. All right. But it's going to be greater. All right. It's going to be something that I have not seen ever. OK. So it says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. All right. Verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And by the way, this whole passage that I read was in the red letter. So this is our Lord Yahweh Shai speaking about his and prophesying his own return. OK. And he's letting, us know, those that are of the hopeful elect, all right, how he's going to return. OK. Verse 28, it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, speaking of the prophecies, all right, which we're deep in the prophecies. It's only going to increase. Then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And we know that the last major prophecy before the Lord returns, all right, is the MOTB being made mandatory. All right. Then immediately the Lord is going to return with the holy angels in the midst of World War III, when the missiles is getting let off. OK. And that's when the redemption, that's when the salvation. OK. But, America, this place is going to collapse. All right. Because Esau Edom, he ain't going to make that thing mandatory. All right. Unless, this place collapse first, so he can revamp it on that new beast system with the digital currency. All right. But in order for this man, to chip, as many people as possible, this man, he has to create, these hellish environments. All right. He has to cause this place to collapse. So I'm going to get another precept. It's in the Apocrypha. It's going in the second Esdras. I believe second Esdras, the 15th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Bear with me. Let me actually get this. This is not Revelation, Second Ezra chapter 15, and I'm gonna start at 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. All right. And in America, this is the modern day Egypt. Okay. So it says Egypt shall mourn. So America's going to mourn. All right. And these people, they're already feeling it. All right. But the Lord is going to take it to a whole nother level. All right. It's going to get to the point where these people, it says their hearts shall be failing them. All right. They're going to be having actual heart attacks. All right. And they're going to be having, panic attacks. It says Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten. All right. And you got the foundation of this place, that keeps everything going is that money, And once that collapses, this whole society is just going to fall, just it's going to be, a great fall. Okay. It says smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Okay. And also the Lord is going to bring the plagues, the famine, pestilence. All right. Which that's already spiking up. All right. The famine is in the works. All right. Martial law. Esau's finna come down when these people start rising up. All right. Due to, unlivable and unbearable, or I should say this, unbearable living conditions. Okay. So it says, verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's it's finna go down. All right. Hey, that judgment. Okay. And the scriptures tell you, I believe it's either in this chapter or in the 16th chapter of Second Ezra, that they shall, ravish people's homes for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right. So people's going to start turning on each other, man. People's going to start, getting in groups, end of the world, biker gangs, looking for other people to try to get, crime is already increasing in America. All right. And the scriptures tell you, Matthew's the 24th chapter, that because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right. So the love of these people is cold, man. And it's only getting worse to the point where they're going to start fighting each other. All right. I'm going to read it again. 2 Ezra 15 and 15, for the sword, Salaki, verse 6, 2 Ezra 15 and 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So it's going to get to the point where all that protesting, is going to be pointless, which it already is pointless. All right. But these people is going to take matters in their own hands. OK, so it says they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yeah, because that's when Edom's going to come down with that great wrath and lock down all the cities. All right. America, this is going to be, the greatest collapse ever. All right. It's going to be the worst. All right. Esau, he not going to play around when they lock down America. They going to roll out. It's going to be more than just spraying people with water. All right. Like in the Jim Crow days when they was hitting Jake, spraying them with that water. All right. Esau, he's getting ready to roll out some new technology, man. And he wants to roll it out on you Jakes, man. Speaking of you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Seminole Indians, because that's who Esau Edom is going to come down harsh upon. All right. So because Esau, he wants to try to exterminate our people, So, Lord's will, this lesson is edifying. I just want to bring that point out that we're in those times. All right. In year 2023, expect more protesting and more rioting. All right. And more hellish conditions. OK. And Yahweh Shemal Shai is going to be with his elect to deliver the elect as it is written. So with that being said, I want to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Shemal Shai, Bashem Kakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and who also were well. Peace and citation to those of the hopeful elect. Shalom and a Abba.